Oh my gosh!
It's June 16th, 2014, and storm chaser Scott Peak is watching a tornado cross the road right in front of him when he notices something.
That's crazy! There's two! I can't focus on one. There's two of them. There's one over here. It's a loud tornado.
Unfortunately for the town of Pilger, Nebraska, they would be the site of one of the most mind-blowing tornado events in history.
It's ripping up a whole town.
June is a strange month for tornadoes. While it isn't as extreme as months like April and May, the plains of the United States still see quite a few. As storm systems generally become weaker, tornadoes can often occur in peculiar setups driven by small-scale processes in June, rather than from massive systems like April. One of these strange setups was coming into the forecast for the 16th. The setup looked like this. An extremely subtle low-pressure system would overspread essentially half the country, and the ingredients needed for tornadoes would spread just as wide. Essentially, most of the plains would have ingredients for tornadoes, but you need a storm to actually produce those tornadoes, and it was getting hard to figure out where and if storms would occur. The most extreme scenario would be if storms fired in this area of Nebraska, but the odds of storms forming here were low. Instead, forecasters and storm chasers saw more interest in areas up north. It seemed the most extreme tornado risk just wasn't going to play out. But remember, June weather events are peculiar, and sometimes unpredictable things can happen. A weather balloon is sent up into the air at the National Weather Service office in Omaha. These balloons collect data on the atmosphere, and what they see is unbelievable. To an untrained eye, this just looks like a bunch of scribbled lines. But to meteorologists, this was an atmosphere primed for devastation. CAPE values, essentially the energy in the atmosphere, was upwards of nearly 6,000 joules per kilogram. This is a ludicrously high amount, but even more concerning, the winds in the atmosphere were aligned nearly perfectly for tornadoes. This sounding from the weather balloon made forecasters expand their risk further into Nebraska. Even though they had no clue if storms would form, in their mind, the ingredients in place were so violent, it was worth the precaution. But still, no storms, no tornadoes. And that's exactly when a cluster of storms formed. Within seconds, the storm cluster began to rotate. A worst-case scenario was unfolding in northeast Nebraska. Rotation began to become tornadic on radar near the town of Stanton. A beast was about to form, and resident John Otto was in his backyard, about to record the entire thing.
Look at it, it's already touching the ground, John.
Within seconds, the tornado would become massive. As it developed through relatively open farmland, a storm chaser named Brantley would break out of the rain and capture a view of it as well.
Fucking God.
Within minutes, the tornado was essentially inhaling the earth. Approaching Highway 275, 2 homes would be completely wiped away at EF4 intensity. Storm chaser Scott Peak, a chaser notorious for getting as close as possible, would approach on the highway. Despite the tornado being essentially an invisible wall of wind, Scott would get as close as possible.
There's a tornado on the ground. Time is 3:59. I got a tornado on the ground. It's a large tornado. Holy shit. Large tornado. It's throwing all kinds of stuff in the air. It's a loud tornado. Oh God, it's taking out a house, a farmhouse. It's taking out a house right now. House is gone. Oh God. I need to get back. It's coming towards me. That was intense. Okay, here we go. I think someone just drove right into it. I'm afraid it just took someone out. That was intense. Okay.
As the Stanton tornado becomes invisible while crossing the highway, something strange begins to happen in the storm. A new storm is forming, essentially inside the first one, and it too has rotation. Somehow, two rotating storms now exist together, like some sort of conjoined twin. As the Stanton tornado slowly begins to die, right next to it, a funnel emerges from the clouds. Another well-known storm chaser, Adam Lucio, films it developing.
That's gonna be a tornado. Yeah, it's down, tornado. There she goes. Lord, it looks like it did.
The new tornado takes longer to develop compared to the first, churning multiple vortices in a field as it moves northeast. This tornado would be beelining directly for the town of Pilger, Nebraska.
I'm not worried.
I want to take a brief moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Morgan & Morgan. If you've watched storm chasing long enough, you've probably seen people drive dangerously because they think getting closer means getting a better view. There's a reason experienced storm chasers don't do that. The strongest storms deserve respect, and the biggest situations require experience. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Morgan & Morgan has spent more than 35 years fighting for the people. They've recovered over $30 billion for their clients and built a team of more than 1,000 attorneys across all 50 states. Think about it this way. If you're facing a serious legal battle after being injured because of someone else's negligence, you don't want to go in alone. Morgan & Morgan has the resources, experience, and scale to fight for what you deserve. And unlike many people assume, their fee is free unless they win. Not all law firms are the same. Hire the wrong one and you may be at a disadvantage before the fight even starts. You can check out Morgan & Morgan to see if you have a claim. You can go to forthepeople.com/tornado, also found in the description. As the vortex intensifies, Adam notices something behind it.
Oh, there's a new one. Yeah, maybe.
Somehow, a third storm has begun to morph with the cluster, and a third area of rotation is developing, this time even closer to the ongoing tornado.
See?
Another respected storm chaser, Dick McGowan, would also approach from the highway. Turning onto the main road of the town, he would record the final moments of Pilger as the now violent tornado erases the Nebraska community.
Oh no, it's gonna hit this town. Pilger's right here. Oh, it just hit something. Oh, it's flying debris, look.
Oh, wow.
No, 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 no.
What?
No, don't hit the town. No! Listen to the roar. Oh my God.
Oh my God, that is...
What is that car doing?
Oh my God.
No, no,
Oh
no,
my God.
no. Oh my God, no, no, no.
It's ripping up a house. It's ripping up a whole town. Oh dear God. It's ripping up a whole town.
Please! I hope they're taking shelter. Please be taking shelter. Oh no.
Can you hear a roar? Oh, geez, it just hit something big. That's the town. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's debris, a lot of debris. That's the town. Oh shit, that's the water tower.
Oh no.
No.
The tornado would slice through the first block of Pilger at 4:16 p.m. Everything in the core would be shredded. Towards the main road of town, Mother Candy Murphy would hear the sirens and shelter in their mobile home bathroom. But hearing about the strength of the tornado, she realized her mobile home would not be enough. She took her 2 daughters, 5-year-old Callie and 4-year-old Robin, out of the bathtub, and all 3 of them began to run to the local bank, a sturdy structure they thought to shelter. While running towards the bank though, the edge of the tornado began to impact their location. Debris moving hundreds of miles per hour would pelt the 3. The youngest, Robin, would make it into the bank without injury, but behind her, her sister Callie and mom Candy would be critically struck by debris. Callie would not survive. Family described Callie as perfect. She loved anything girly and wanted to be a doctor one day. Dozens more people would be severely injured, as over 75% of the town of Pilger would be destroyed. Damage was complete devastation. Well-built homes were shredded to nothing. Trees were debarked and denuded. Cars were crunched into balls. As the tornado exits town and crosses the highway in front of the chasers, Scott would notice something.
Oh, look at the little vortices dancing in there. That's crazy. There's 2. Oh gosh. Here goes. I can't focus on one. There's 2 of them. There's one over here. And there's one right here. So take your pick.
God damn.
2 violent, strong tornadoes.
In one of the most bizarre meteorological events in history, 2 extremely strong tornadoes were intensifying, completely separate from each other, and they were on course to collide. Anyone or anything in the path of these tornadoes would likely be erased.
Sheet metal on the power lines here.
While most chasers, such as Scott, decided to go north past the highway, Dick made the decision to continue to go east. This choice would allow him to turn onto a perfect road to film the 2 monsters grow and meet in front of him.
Another tornado still on the ground back there. Horizontal vortices. Violent tornado. All right, F4, F5. Horizontal vortices. Extended way out. Look at those vortices. Just missed this farm. Look at that vortice all the way to the right. Film that.
Oh, I am.
Across the road right here. This is as far as we can go. Power lines are swinging big time. Another tornado over here. Big stovepipe. Look at the horizontal vortice up here. That is a violent tornado. Twin tornadoes. Jeez, it's gonna hit it. Two large tornadoes. 1/2 mile away. Wide angle lens.
A local resident, Timothy Klostermeyer, was sitting at his job site in his truck when he suddenly noticed the two violent tornadoes were heading directly for him. Not knowing where to go, he would begin to record what he was seeing. It's hard to explain just how ridiculous this is. Both of these tornadoes, of similar extreme intensity, completely independent from each other, were on the ground right next to each other. This is something you really only see in sci-fi disaster movies, but this was happening in the ordinary town of Pilger. They continued to converge closer and closer together.
Oh my god, they're gonna turn it's gonna turn into one giant tornado here.
You think so?
I don't know. Looks like
It's
it.
wrapping around there, isn't it? That's just
I just can't believe this.
I can't either.
I just can't believe this. This is insane. I hope people are okay. It's turned into one. Looks like it's turned into one big gigantic wedge now.
From Dick's perspective, the tornadoes literally seemed to merge into one massive wedge, but a dashcam from a different angle tells a different story. The first Pilger tornado appears to swing around in front of the second one, and as they get close together, the second tornado begins to die. Two homes would sit in the location where both tornado paths intercepted, and both would be wiped off the earth. While poorly built, both homes looked like they were never homes in the first place. Reduced to bits, shrapnel of car would shroud the tree lines around the houses. The grass would be scoured off the earth. Back at the radar, a ridiculous situation begins to unfold as a fourth area of rotation forms near the storm cluster. The storm chaser's dash camera turns to show a new area of rotation, and within just a few minutes, that rotation would form into a tornado. As one tornado dies, the tornado that had initially hit Pilger continued, and in a final spectacle of the day, as it grew smaller, the fourth tornado would inhale the Pilger tornado into its circulation, orbiting it around like a carousel. After absorbing the tornado, the final wedge tornado would continue to churn open fields, possibly the strongest of the day. As it tracked further and further along, it luckily only destroyed 2 farm buildings with no one home, and just as quickly as it formed, it would fizzle into nothing. With it, the entire storm would dissipate just as quickly as it started. One of the strangest phenomena possible is gone just as quickly as it came. For the residents of Pilger, however, while the tornado may have ceased, the damage did not. With over 75% of the town destroyed, residents would be left with the difficulty of cleaning up the devastation. Some people argued over the EF4 rating, claiming damage in the town was likely up there with EF5 winds. But regardless, the rating stuck for all 4 tornadoes at EF4. Thank you for watching.